Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and welcome to a new World of Tanks video. Today we have a look at, well, Frontline. And today I want to talk about how to be a general. Tips and tricks to reach the highest rank in the Frontline mode. Or basically just in general tips and tricks to the Frontline game mode. I have here in total of 10 tips and tricks, 7 of which are being more serious, 9 of which being more serious and 1 bonus tip. We have a replay in the background running, which I also have full control of, where we have different points I want to illustrate or show you in the live game, well, not live, in the replay game, to explain, for example, why I did what, and especially when it comes to changing my mind, why exactly I am using those combat reserves. But before we start today's video, I want to ask you guys, if you enjoyed, please feel free to share the video with your friends, with your clanmates, with your family if they play World of Tanks, or with some just friends in general. And if you like it, please consider staying at my YouTube channel with a sub. And maybe be like, yeah, that guy actually does decent content. Would be really great of you. But now, first thing first. There is a new mechanic in the game. In the Frontline at least, and these are combat reserves. And change my mind, guys, but Pioneer is the best thing in game, the best combat reserve in game to achieve the general rank. Why exactly? The Pioneer or Engineer, I'm not entirely sure it's Engineer or Pioneer. I think it's Pioneer. I think it's Engineer. You know what I mean? It's just a little crank thingy. In general, this thing gives you 100% boost to capping. It gives you plus 10 seconds of block damage onto the enemy, so it's I think a total of 15 seconds of blocking. It gives you much faster reload time on those little cool repair pods, and it gives you a much faster reload and repair of those pods by 100% or just twice as fast, and they cool down twice as fast. So what exactly in the game makes you get general as an attacker, for example? It's kills, it's damage, it's assistance.
You were kicked from the server.
It's basically just doing anything you want. That's basically what you're doing. It's anything which contributes to a good score, good W-nade, in general gives you a pretty quick runner into this game mode or into getting general. But what makes this go up insanely quick, you've guessed it, is capping for attackers and decapping for defenders. So when you have now a reserve which gives you passively 100% cap speed and 10 extra seconds of block onto the cap, you are going to see those points getting racked up immensely. Seriously, guys, Pioneer or Engineer, again I'm not sure what it is called in English, is the thing to go. Max that ASAP. But as another little tip, if you are just starting now over or just starting again after reaching Prestige 1 and you have 3 points, put it into 3 different things before then maxing 1 each at a time. And again, I'd say max Pioneer or Engineer, again I'm not sure how its name is called in English. But it is the best combat reserve to achieve the juicy general rank, the juicy 200% experience boost. Seriously, guys, Pioneer, Engineer, I don't know, is best. Then the second best thing is Inspiration. Why exactly Inspiration? Because quite simply, it gives you, when it's fully upgraded to level 5, you get a 15% boost on anything what your tank is doing. 15% better accuracy, aim time, reload time, speed, anything. Spotting, basically anything. Even with those 15% plus, my AML Lynx even gets to 445 meters plus view range. And you know what the cool thing is, guys? Exactly. You are spreading this awareness of how good Inspiration is, or Inspire is, to all of your allies. And you've guessed it, when your allies are doing damage, you also get points. It's not as much as it would be for you doing damage, but it's passive point gain when you are activating. And here you can see we have Engineer fully upgraded, and it takes 2 minutes to fully get that thing going, which is awesome. Seriously, guys, this is awesome. Inspiration is, in my opinion, the second best thing, and you should totally take it on all of your scouts and of all of your TDs, to be honest. Especially TDs like the Scorpion G, which is super fast. For heavies, I would recommend to go with Engineer and have certain heavies solely for the purpose of defending or attacking those guns, which would run with Inspiration. Yes, you do not get points for damaging the gun with Inspiration, like when allies are damaging the gun while they are inspired, which is a little bit stupid, but I'm going to do that in a separate video about feedback to this game mode. But yeah, nevertheless, also think about tanks like the Lorraine 40T. It works much better with Inspired than it works with Engineering, because usually you're faster around, and a 15% boost in accuracy in aim time, especially on the Lorraine, is just gorgeous. Lastly, when I'm playing something like a Scout, and again guys, I'm not going to play Artillery because screw Artillery, I recommend to take Spotterplane. But now you're asking, but Raging, why are you not taking Artillery Strike? It's broken, it deals 800 damage on a paper TD, on a light tank. Why don't you take Bomber Flight? It deals so much damage, it stuns, lubbity blubbity. Quite frankly, those things take 5 minutes to cool down or get ready. Meaning, if you're not a good player, you need to survive 5 minutes in this sometimes quite chaotic game mode. Which is hard. Which is honestly pretty hard in my personal opinion. Hence why I go for Spotterplane, which has a much faster cooldown. I think it's around 3.5 minutes. You can also see I just repaired a little bit to get enough HP to not get one-shotted by the Su-130 PM, thanks to Pioneer, Engineer, who knows. By the end of the day I have so many little comments saying, Raging, you are so stupid, why are you not saying the right word? Again, I'm sorry that I don't know it. And a Scorpion G sadly finished us off in that game mode, and we have a 5-minute cooldown on our AML links. Next tank, which is perfect for capping, is the AMX. The ELC Evans 90, excuse me. And now tip number 2. Capping, deep capping. I already talked about it. No, excuse me, I was not finished. Spotterflight. Spotterflight is basically awesome. Like, we are now stopping the replay for a second. You can use it, for example, you're on E, you're attacking or defending, just use a Spotterflight when they're capping, or when they're camping and you want to attack. So many people in the game decide to go for Artillery Strike or Air Bombardment. You will get spotting damage nevertheless. It works wonders here, 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 around here, up here, perfectly over here. Campers over here, even up here. Seriously, Spotterflight is probably my favorite active consumable, because it has such a huge bonus, huge width of application. You can basically apply it on almost everywhere on the map and you will still get some spotting damage out. And it's your spotting damage. It's not some dumbed down spotting damage. It's just spotting damage. How you would personally spot the enemies. But now, let's go to the next tip. It's capping or decapping. Capping or decapping is like, this is the holy grail of going to be a commander or going to be a general in this game mode. You can see right now A is not contested at all. It's fully red. We are now going to drive in. You can see we have the seriously, if I can see it right now, I would be mighty mad. It's Engineering. God damn it, guys. I'm sometimes just so stupid and I don't know what this prosciutto ghost is doing here. But now we are capping, okay? Let's have a look. Our sergeant rank is around 1/3 full. Yeah, it looks around 1/3, 2/5 or something, around that thingy. We're going now to cap. We have 30 cap points. We're probably going to get around 100 cap points at the end. And yes, we are now on the attacking front. We are capping and we should not die. Yes, this is important. You are not allowed to die. You need to cap through to get all those juicy, 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 juicy points. We are at 70 points now. It only takes 10 more seconds to see what is going to happen. Just 4, 3, 2, 1. So, my little mouse is here. Let's see what happens. Oh. 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 Exactly, guys. I just made more than 1 level up purely because of capping. Capping is the way to go, guys. And this is good because you are getting actually rewarded for playing the objective. That's really good. Seriously, capping is awesome and gives you the easiest generals or rank ups in your entire life. Decaping is also the same. You get less points, but when you are doing the hero call, driving in, blocking the cap, and maybe even get a kill on a capping person, you will also get rewarded handsomely. But yeah, that is for tip number 2. Number 3 is personally just, it also depends on the tank. Like, I stopped using rations on my LT432 because I am not even kidding. I burn every single round at least once in this tank, and most of the time even twice, and it's gosh darn annoying me. Nevertheless, I'd say decide on maximum of 3 vehicles you want to play and use rations on it, because those rations, depending how you play, can go a huge mileage. But right now we are going to go for a little YOLO onto the prosciutto and the Type 95. We have our Inspire reserve ready, and well, here we go. We even decapped, and you can see we get some nice little points. It's not much, but those are some points, and it's awesome. I should have driven to the AMX 5100 to maximize my point gain, but I didn't. Which is a little bit of stupidity by me, but it's not that big of a deal. Now we are just driving with our attacking forces. We have our Spotterplane still ready, doing some shots on the move, because with Inspire reserves ready, we have a pretty quick 24 seconds reload time on our ELC even 90. But yeah, back to the 3 tanks. Why exactly 3 tanks? Because usually when you die twice, the first vehicle you already used, well, is going to be ready again, so it's not a big deal. Second, when you are not dying, for example, and have a perfect game where you not even die once, yes guys, you can go a huge can get a huge mileage out of those rations, because usually a game in World of Tanks takes around 7 minutes. A game in Frontline can take between 20 to 26 minutes or even longer. And well, paying once or twice 20,000 for 1 game of Frontline, or paying 40 to 80,000 for 4 normal games, I guess you see what I'm meaning right here. Rations are actually your friend, because as we already said, they are getting their worth out of them if you're playing carefully and good. And oh guys, look at that! Passive spot damage, because our spotter plane is spotting the enemies, and because most of the guys of our team, or in general which are playing Frontline, they are so horny for kills and damage that they all have artillery strike. So there we go, Scorpion G. Almost 1k spot damage for free. Nothing at all going out of it. Tip number 4 is the Uniscum tip now, which, well, basically is, it's a dick move. When you are attacker, please note, if you are not general yet, do not attack the guns. Why? Because attacking the guns gives so minimal point gain for your rank up. It's frustrating. It's sincerely frustrating that there's such a minimal point gain. For example, in capping you get a huge point gain. When you're attacking the guns, it's minimal. Nothing actually happens. Seriously, it's actually annoying. But yeah, right now 120 cap points, 130. Ooh, can we get 140? Now let's see, we are with Captain over here, and 140 cap points, full Captain, and almost halfway to General with just capping. And this is where you wanna stand as an attacker. You want to get Major before the first tanks can reach the guns, because solely of capping. Yes, it needs some luck that you make the right calls to cap, and sometimes it goes haywire, like it happened to me already sometimes, and it's really annoying. But capping actually gives you so many points, and like once again, tip number 2, this is like the most important tip you need to take with you from today's video. But back to tip 4, again, if you're attacking the guns, you get a minimal point gain towards your general, which is seriously stupid, and once already said, you are not getting any points when allies are attacking the guns with your Inspire reserve, which is really stupid, and I really hope they're going to fix it, because this is where you want to use Inspire the most, because there's so many hit points people can push into those spicy guns. So yeah. Tip number 5 though. is just playing a platoon with friends, or maybe go on a Discord on a big World of Tanks Discord and just try to play with friends. Even though you're probably a 48% win rate guy and your friends are also 48% win rate, still you are combined. You can be a combined force. You can YOLO together a target. That works wonders, because even me with 60% win rate, 2,700 WN8, I will have a hard time countering 2 to 3 people YOLOing at me without any respect for my health. So playing in a platoon can definitely help you, and you can do amazing tricks, you can do coordinated pushes, and that is where the fun is in this frontline mode. Seriously guys, playing in platoon is the best thing you can do. And other than that, I have you also the tip number 6. Don't forget there is a minimap. You should open it and you should use it. How do I mean that? Look where there are a lot of enemies, look where there are little allies. Go to where are little allies and try to do something there. Use N or the tabulator to open up the scoreboard like this. Look, see guys, we have momentum here. We just capped that point. And we have we have 5 more people on this front than the enemy. This should be an easy peasy F cap, okay? We should just push through and try to win this game. This is our plan right here. You can see I am readying up my spot reserve, because soon we are going to push into the enemies on F. And this is a camper spot. So you can see it just got open. We are still so many people on F on this front. We just need to take our momentum, push on forward, and cap objective F. That is our goal right here. And you can see, hey, we spotted an M40. And we spotted the T28 pilot. T28, T25 pilot. That is good, because see that? Somebody is horny for some damage and uses an artillery strike. Pew, 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 pew. Oh my god, so OP guys. Look at that arty strike, it did 500 damage. My gosh, and for that you're waiting 500 seconds. Or 5 minutes to be accurate, I think. No, not 500 seconds, 310 seconds. And bada bang, bada boom. We are commander, we don't even need that cap, but it's going to do some more nifty little points for us. And gives us some more credits. And look at that, we are a little couple. Both ELCs doing the thing you all should do, capping as an attacker and get yourself the easiest general in your life. You can see Lika didn't do that and he's still lieutenant, where meanwhile we are the general of the army. Neato. Yes, but back to it, look at the map. We can see right now we have a momentum, we should keep on pushing. We should even be able to maybe destroy the gun at 5 because there's so little enemies here. But yeah. The next tip I have, tip number 7, is use your boosters. Why exactly? Because if in general a game of Frontline is taking around 20 minutes, you can get out 3 games out of your boosters, of your 1 hour booster. If you are lucky though, and like 1 or 2 games were a little bit shorter, you can squeeze in 4 games into your boosters. And most of the time your booster is like 5 minutes left, which in a normal game, well, which takes an average 7 minutes, you just have 7 minutes of those boosters. Where meanwhile in Frontline you have up to 25, 26 minutes of full booster on mode. So this is the time you should use your credit booster, this is your time where you should use your normal booster and just go to town and grind some credits and do some gorgeous stuff to yourselves. Seriously. Boosters are king in this game mode. Once more, we use the Inspire Reserve to do something, and before we keep on going, you can read that. My friend Lika abandoned their vehicle. Little tiny itsy bit, pressing the J button, not the Y, the J button, like from JJ or Jingles, the mighty Jingles, exactly, and keep it pressed for 15 seconds. You can abandon your vehicle, meaning you're playing RD, you can abandon it. I theoretically could abandon my ELC even and go to D to try and cap D. But be aware, the tank is getting destroyed fully. You lose all HP and you will lose one of those stocks, just so you know. But yeah, back to the boosters. The boosters are like, they can have a big mileage out of those game modes. As already said, The same thing with Rations. Rations can have a huge mileage in this game mode, and you can see vehicle can be abandoned in 26 seconds when you are getting shot at. So when you got just recently some damage, you have a 30 seconds cooldown on your abandoning. But now we are doing the all-time favorite thing, and it's hunting down a little sky piggy. No, you're not going to do that. You're a little daddy. You're a dead sky piggy. But now we are going to reload again and see what we can do. Maybe the type 95. I shouldn't. Type 59. I still say it wrong. Sorry, guys. But yeah. I think that is more or less about it for this game. We are sadly not going to win this game as far as I remember. We are not fast enough to capture D. But again, it's also kind of my fault. I should have gone for D myself. If you want to have something done correctly, do it yourself. Let's be honest, guys. That's how it goes. I have one more additional thing for you, or two more tips before we go back to the last tip I have you. And the first tip is, or tip number 8 is, take some HE with you. Because not only did Wargaming just sell the naked Scorpion G, which is super, you've guessed it, weak to armor, piercing shells, or HE shells. Yeah, you're just going to easily spot some people, do some damage to some people with HE. Even the ELC even 90 can do damage with HE, and it can be significant. I was able to do 880 damage onto a gun or a stationary target in a 5, 4, 3 or 2 or 1 with the ELC even, and 800, that has got a sting. That hurts a lot. That's why I suggest you to take always a little bit of HE with you. Those HEs can also go quite a long way. And why exactly can HE go quite a long way is, let's have a look at the damage model of those pillboxes. Frontally, you're not going to penetrate them. The armor is simply too thick, and I think there's nothing in game which can actually penetrate those. The sides are 165mm thick, meaning that most mediums and heavies can penetrate them flat on. But now it gets interesting. What if you get the side or the back of those pillboxes? Also needs to be noted, it looks like at least that one side, this side is a little bit less armored frontally or sideways than this side over here, but it could also be just a perspective thing. The back is 90mm thick, meaning, for example, the AML Lynx 6x6 and the German dog can penetrate it with hash, bumping up their DPM. But now you're asking yourself, but Raging, you just said you penetrated one of those pillboxes for 880 damage clip with the ELC even 90, and I only see 90 damage or 90 armor and 70 armor for the door. Do you see those little ventilation ports? Those are 25mm thick. You heard me right, 25mm. Tip number 9. Know the damage model of the pillboxes. Boom, there you go. Free damage with almost, I think even with every tier A tank, because I think every tier A tank in the game has enough penetration on their HE shells to penetrate those guns in those spots. See, 38mm of penetration. This will go through. 45, this will go through. 45 will also go through, no problem whatsoever. 44 will go through for 300 damage. Even the new M41D will go through with 38mm of penetration. Seriously guys, you can pump up your damage in absurd ways onto those pillboxes, and you can make some clutch games. Seriously, you can do some ridiculous clutch games when you are able to hit those weak spots. And they're pretty easy to hit with, because usually you're just standing over here and you just shoot up. The only problem might be that you don't have enough gun elevation. But it's only a real problem for the ELC even, because it's so teensy tiny. But this is my tip number 9. And that is about it for all the regular I can't speak anymore. I talked so much. Regular tips for today. My only bonus tip is that medium tanks are the tanks to go. Like, those are the tanks you do as a normal player the most. If you know what you're doing, light tanks are the way to go. Light tanks have 3 consumable spots. They have their camo on the move, they usually have decent guns, there's a lot of cover they can use, and you're good to go. I do think that the light tanks do the best thing in the game, and you can see we got the momentum. We destroyed number 5 as I said earlier in the replay. Sadly the Carnarvon gives us a snapshot and kills our driver, and now it will be interesting because we somehow need to capture without dying. We only have 1 minute left and we are the only one in the cap, especially there's an ML1 behind us. Another thing is Heavies, yes, can work, but it's not really the best idea, and I gotta run because the Prosciutto is YOLOing me, and at the moment I'm the only one close enough to actually cap D, and now I do hope that our guys somehow kill this Prosciutto. He needs to die, otherwise we have no chance to save or salvage this game. And sadly enough, somebody just used their airstrike on the wrong target. The Prosciutto needs to die, not this other Prosciutto, this one right beside the cap. We try to do our hero play right here as an attacking team, make a shot on the move, hit the Prosciutto, and we might go into overtime. Or what is the Emil doing? The Emil is not looking at us. Oh, we might get into overtime, guys. I also think that tanks like the Lorraine and Sumua SM are perfect to do clutch games. I was able to win a game 13 seconds before it finished because I was able to kill a pillbox in this time with my 1200 damage clip in the Lorraine. The Sumua SM also really well works in the city, and that's awesome. You should totally look after that as well. And now it will be interesting. Can we actually cap this somehow? I for some reason I just used my Inspire Reserve because some people are trying to drive into it, and I was thinking I might be able to capture it faster, but that's not how it works. We have 25 seconds to go. We are not allowed to die right here, but I think we have it. The T-28 also... Oh, this was most likely a spotter plane. You need to be vigilant because spotter planes can screw you up big time. We are not allowed to get hit by any of the spotting planes. Prosciutto hit us. No, he's YOLOing us. And an IS-3 of our team hit us. That's really bad, but my guys, we captured it. We somehow captured it. 4 minutes were added to the game. Lucky us, seriously. I am actually still not sure, but I think in the end we lost the game. We needed too long to capture this, and you can see we did 0 damage to all the other objectives. There's still a lot of enemies in our team, and yeah, we were still the first one to reach the general rank. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because you probably are wondering what is going to happen in the end. I used my spotter plane to see where the enemies are at the moment, and now we are going to use the Lynx's speed to go some more kilometers. But you can see we are starting to bleed time. We got 4, which will be interesting, but we gotta push. If you're not pushing, we are dead. We are running around like a maniac, doing some damage onto the Su-140 PM, killing him with our special HE, and maybe we actually get it. I'm not entirely sure. We reached 2 as well, and we're doing quite some damage, and you can see I am rushing as fast as I can to number 2, but also trying to help our T-40 Type 59. We get the Scorpion G, but no, I don't think we are able to do it because we have no more allies on 4. So this game is over. As sad as it is, we are not able to clutch this game. We are not able to get the damage onto the pillboxes in time. There are too many people. You can see I'm trying to use my Inspire Reserve, but there's too many people. I'm trying to pad my stats, and now it is over in 20 more seconds, and there we go, I'm dead. The game is done, so we lost it sadly. Nevertheless, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope I was able to bring you a little bit closer to the Frontline mode, and those tips are workable for you. I know it's a long video, it's 30 minutes of me talking, hence why my voice started to be a little bit crunchy. In the end, I should have a glass of water beside me when I'm doing such long videos. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to help you achieve the general rank more quickly or more consistently, and have fun with the game mode. Bye bye!